All right, welcome. Thanks everyone for your patience, especially those who are waiting in the waiting room. I appreciate y'all being here. As we get started, please turn on your cameras. My name is Roland, coming to you live from Northern California. Love to get an idea on the chat where you guys are all from, just to kind of see who's here. But I appreciate everyone turning on the camera. Marla, hello, hello. Adriana, thank you. We got Curtis, Greg, Sergio, Marcel. Thank you guys for turning on your camera. Rick, you're in the car. Drive safe, my friend. Hopefully you're parked. And then a couple of iPhones in the house. So when you get a chance, please change your name. That way we can distinguish you and call on you accordingly. But happy birthday, America. It is tax day. Um, for many, that's good, bad, ugly. But nonetheless, we are here today to hopefully increase our earnings. And I can't think of anyone better to explain what we do, how we do it, how uniquely we do it, and then our principal founder in Peter Vekselman. So you guys are in for a treat tonight. Waiting for a few more folks to kind of jump on. Quentin, I see you there. Nice picture, sir. And who else do we have here? Brian, thank you. Isaac, good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. We got Julie here as well. All right. Hey, Pete, lots of folks, lots of potential partners looking to work with us, trying to figure out how we can help them either get started in real estate or really scale their business if they have some experience. And like I said, Pete, you are the man. Thousands of deals in the game for a couple of decades now, helping people from all walks of life get to the next level of their respective real estate journey. How are things kind of in your neck of the woods there?
Good to see everybody here. I was just telling Roland before we got on. By the way, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I was just telling, thanks, Greg. I was just telling Roland before we got on. Um, so I got the super duper new laptop. Now, by the way, that's not a show off or statement. I don't even know barely how to turn a computer on. But my T team promised me this is like unbelievable, latest and the greatest. Anyway, make a long story short, they finally handed it to me, all blah dolled up, and all my information transferred. And for the last 3 days, I've been hearing when I've been on these Zooms that I just go dead all of a sudden. People can't hear me. So if that happens, if you all don't mind raising your hand, if all of a sudden I go dark here, it's and then Roland will jump on for a couple minutes, and then I'll dial in through another computer I got. So apologies ahead of time. But I'm glad you guys are here. I'm really here because of you guys. I don't get onto these things too often, but I want to share a message tonight, a message of what it is that why I even get on these things. I'll be honest with you, a lot of times when you're in settings like this, the guy on the other side, someone like me, they're there to more or less teach you, educate you, and kind of sell you on stuff, sell you a product, sell you a course, sell you some kind of technology. By the way, nothing wrong with any of that, but that's not our model here. I'm not here to sell you guys on anything. I got nothing like that. The reason I get on these meetings every once in a while is my goal is very simple. I'm looking for partners. I mean, really, that's the bottom line. I assume majority of you, the reason you're here is you basically you understand our model, and our model is very unique in that um, first and foremost, what we are is we are a real estate investment company. And we're not a teaching company, we're not an educational company, we're not a guru company. We're a real estate investment company. That's our roots. Like before I started partnering with people and before the team and I started partnering with people, we were doing our own deals. I mean, before I ever partnered on any one first deal with anyone, I already done a couple thousand flips and deals myself. And so as an investment company owner, I was always trying to figure out what's the next step for me? Like what's the trajectory? And I totally 100% by accident swerved into what it is we're here to discuss tonight. By accident, many, many years ago now, I realized that how I grow my own investment company is by having a bunch of partners out there across the states. Um, and and my partners ultimately um, ultimately become, I guess you would say, the boots on the ground is the best way to describe it. Because in the end, I'll be honest with you, real estate is still a local business. So I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia, but when I'm here in Atlanta, Georgia, and I do a deal in Wisconsin, if I do it blind, like not to have any kind of presence there, my chances of that deal going sideways go through the roof, right? For those of you that have ever done deals outside your territory know that what you don't want to do is you don't want to do real estate blindly. And even the big players in the United States who do deals all over the place, where they have a concentration of deals, they almost always have some kind of local presence. They may have an office, they may have reps, they may have whatever. And so from day one, when we came up with this idea of why don't we partner with people, that became my mission. It switched from developing my own real estate investment company to really looking for the right partners. Because I could tell you today, I do not chase real estate deals. Rarely, if ever, like maybe once a year, once every couple years, I'll do my own deal because it kind of just hits me in the face, and I have nowhere to get away from it. But 100% or nearly 100% of all of our deals are done with partners just like you all across the United States. So the reason I'm here tonight is you're not going to leave here knowing real estate better. I'm not going to teach you some kind of a trick of the trade because there are none. I'm not going to, tell you something that's going to make you from a this kind of a real estate investor to a this kind of real estate investor. No, all I want to do is I want to identify a couple more partners because I truly, every day I'm fishing and looking for more partners because I know one thing: in order for my real estate investment world to grow, I don't have to find the next deal. I got to find the next partner. And when I find the right partner, we then start investing into that partner. We do invest education, okay? But then we invest marketing systems, we invest technology, we invest due diligence teams and inspections. We invest a national closing agency to get these deals closed. We invest capital, right? You guys know we put up all the money for these deals. We even invest construction teams that could be deployed across the United States. We help with the back end sales and invest into that. And then we split profits across, just down the middle, 50-50. Very, very basic, very black and white. So my goal here tonight is just really find the right hungry people. I could tell you when we initially started this model many years ago now, the very first thing we did initially is we said the only thing we're going to provide to our local partners was money, capital. All right. So initially, many years ago now, when we started this model, the mission was very simple. Hey, I got capital. We have access to, a decent amount of capital. And if you got a deal anywhere in the United States, give us a call. We'll put up the money. We'll assume all the risk. And then in the end, we'll split the profits. And we ran with that model, just that type of a model, for a little while. And we realized pretty quickly that was not enough. Okay. That was not enough to get deals done. Because again, for those of you that know real estate, know that real estate is more than just money, right? If all real estate was access to capital, a lot of people, some of you guys probably in this call, would be a lot more successful, right? There's been plenty of people, it's like, how do you make a small fortune in real estate? You start out with a big fortune, and then you end up with a small fortune, right? And a lot of you guys can relate to that, right? So real estate is more than just access to capital and money. And so initially, for the first year or so, the only thing we gave our partners was capital. And then we said, okay, here's money to buy the house, whatever, do the deal. Here's $100,000. We'll secure the deal. Here's 20 or 50 for the rehab. Good luck. And when the deal's done, we'll split the profits. It wasn't quite that extreme, but it was pretty close, right? We still kind of try to keep an eye on the deal and all this. And we realized that was not enough. Again, because all of us here know that real estate is more than just capital. Real estate is knowledge. Real estate is closings. Real estate is due diligence and inspections. Real estate is rehabs. Real estate is exit strategies. Real estate is clearing titles. Real estate is coordinating buyers and sellers. Really, in the end, real estate is kind of a pain in the ass, if you ask me. There's a lot of things that need to be done in order to get real estate deals done, and most people just never realize that. Heck, I kind of never realized it until we got into this partnership model. And it became so systematized, it became like a conveyor belt. So we ran with that model for a couple years, a year and a half or 2 years, and we start realizing we need to start offering our partners more. Because people would, like in the beginning, they would bring us deals, right? And let's say it was a successful deal, and we did a 50-50 split. But then that same person would raise their hand and they'd be like, hell, I like this. Let's do it again. Well, we're like, okay, go find another deal. They'd be like, well, how do we find another deal? We got this deal by accident. We got it willed to us, or we stumbled into it, or our neighbor became desperate and needed to sell. So the very first thing we introduced this years ago now, but beyond the capital, the very first thing we introduced years ago was this support component, training and knowledge. That's very important. Sometimes people say, well, Pete, you're putting down gurus. That's all they do is teach. Well, no, I don't put down gurus. That's all they do to teach. I just tell people that's not enough to be successful. Just like money by itself is not enough to be successful, knowing something is definitely not enough to be successful, but it's an important component. So the very first or the second component we introduced to the model was we started teaching our people how to become successful acquisition people, because that's really the only thing we ask our partners. Component around everything we did, and that was great. That was very important. But then we realized that wasn't enough either, because it's like, okay, we had the money, we had the support, we're wasting a lot of time sometimes. Is this good? So our partners could start bringing they could bring one deal to us. Some of our partners like, I want to do 2 or 3 deals at a time. Well, in order to do that, you have to have speed. Speed is very important in real estate. So then we introduced the capital component, the training, the support component, the marketing component to help them find deals, and then we introduced the due diligence inspection component to be able to tell lickety split, hey, do we got something here or do we not have something here? And we ran with all of that, and that was great. And we started seeing a lot more success and all.
Hey, Pete, you're kind of cutting in and out. Or is that just
I
me?
am.
A little bit, yeah. A
I
little
don't
bit.
know. Is that better?
So far, so good, yeah.
Okay. Am I good?
Yeah.
Okay. So then we introduced a new component to this whole thing. We introduced a national closing operation, because closing, although nobody thinks about this when they're doing real estate investing or they're thinking about doing real estate investing, but closing in of itself is an art form, right? You gotta know how to do titles. You gotta know how to clear titles. You gotta know how to. It's a pain in the ass. Let me just tell you something. For those of you that never closed the real estate deal, or God forbid, walk 2 or 3 deals at the same time, it's pain. So Mary now, who's been heading up our closing department for 15 years now, when our partners are doing deals with us, when they get it under contract, then we're going And then off we go. And so we introduced a national closing component to everything. So we have the money component, fund all the deals, assume all the liability, by the way. That's big also. Training support, marketing systems and technology so our partners could find deals. Um, the due diligence component to make sure right away we could tell very quickly, do we have something here or do we not have something there? And then a closing component, right? And then kind of and we've been introducing, those are the major components, and we've been introducing bits and pieces in between. But the very last major component we introduced some years ago, you could say potentially maybe the most important of all of these, believe it or not, and that is the ability to fix these properties. A national construction team that has the ability to be deployed across the United States to get these properties fixed. And that's huge because I could tell you all of these components that I just told you working together, but not having the construction piece still sets you up for failure. And anyone that's ever done a real estate deal knows exactly what I'm talking about. Like if you ever want to lose money, try to do a fix and flip. And if you ever want to know where you're going to lose the most money, it's going to be at the rehab side. Because it's amazing because when I got in this business many years ago now, it must have come with instructions because somewhere in my head it must have said idiot or newbie or go ahead and take advantage of me. Because I kid you not, I lost money on every deal. I did 6 deals. Within 6 months, I had lost $500,000. Then I went to Uncle Visa and Aunt Mastercard, borrowed $250,000 from them, lost that in the next 2 months, right? And then I basically made myself homeless. And I could tell you almost all of those losses, 80 to 90% of those losses all came as a result of rehab and construction. So for me personally, as the guy that kind of heads a lot of this stuff up, I could tell you the most excited I was is when we added that construction piece. Because now when our partners are finding deals, we don't have to also tell them. Now, by the way, a lot of our partners are contractors. Some of them are real estate agents that have contractors as buddies, and some of them have experience. So we don't mind having our partners fix them. But the reality, if you're anything like me, if I walk into a house and it needs $10,000 worth of work, and somebody tells me it needs $100,000 worth of work, I would 100% believe them, right? So my ability to understand construction is never elevated. I just knew there was no money in elevating that. So the key is not to learn every aspect of real estate. That's a huge mistake people make in this business, to know every aspect of this business. Total mistake, total waste of time. The key is to connect and to put all the pieces together. And really, that's what partner driven has become. Partner driven has become, if you can imagine, it's a conveyor belt. It's a conveyor belt that you put a deal through that's got all the components. It's got a knowledge base component that gets moved over to the marketing component, that gets moved over to due diligence inspections component, that gets moved over to a closing department component, that gets moved over to a funding component, that gets moved over to a back end exit strategy, whatever we decide to do with it. It's a conveyor belt. By the way, that's also part of the reason with real estate investing why in the end so few people make money in this business, because most people never set this business up like a conveyor belt. They piecemeal it. Like, I'm going to get my knowledge from this guy. I'm going to learn how to negotiate from this guy. I'm going to use my marketing systems from this Google company. I'm going to, and they come, and it's like, it's just imagine putting together a Rolls Royce, not through a conveyor belt system, but imagine putting together really any car and just piecemealing it together. Like you go to all the junkyards where you live, you get all the pieces, you bring them back under one roof, and you're like, okay, I'm going to build an auto. It doesn't work. By the way, that's how most people build real estate businesses. But the real estate business, just like a finely tuned machine, has to be conveyor belt. That's why we have so much success here at Partner Driven, is that we have literally brought all the key components here under, together under one roof. And that's how why this thing works like a machine. So that's what we do here at Partner Driven. So what do we need partners for? Which one of those components, which one of those pieces is where our partners really get involved? Just in one of them. We don't need you for rehab, although if you got skill set, great, we love it. We don't need you to help us sell these deals. Let's say we're selling the deal on the back end. We don't need help there, but a ton of our partners are real estate agents. So of course, if a partner is an agent, they get to sell it. We don't need we need help in one area. We need our partners to help us find deals. That is really the number one responsibility of our partners. I will tell you, it is a very unique responsibility. I want to hit on this for a second. Because one of the things you always want to be thinking is you want to be thinking beyond the present, and you always want to be thinking about upside potential, and you always want to be thinking, well, how big can this get? And so I tell people all the time, so the one thing we're going to teach you is finding good deals. And a lot of times that throws people off. Like a lot of times people will say, well, you mean you're not going to teach me every aspect of real estate? No, you'll learn it because you're going to be part of every. And so people sometimes get thrown off by that a little bit. But I would tell you this. And by the way, for any of you all that are in the real estate game right now, you are going to 100% agree with the statement I'm about ready to make. If you learn and understand and master the art of finding a deal, you got it made in real estate. You got it made in real estate. That is the absolute most critical component. You become priceless. You will guarantee yourself a future. If you become an acquisition expert, meaning be able to find a good deal, that's it. I don't care if you partner with us the rest of your life. And we have partners that have done dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of deals with us. I don't care if you then use this talent to do this yourself. I don't care if you become an employee of someone with this talent at that point. I don't care if you start partnering with someone else. But this talent will literally write your ticket for the future. I have never in my life seen anyone in the real estate space who has the talent of finding good deals. It is literally the most important expert. Kidding when I said about my inability to judge a rehab. There's no facet of real estate investing that I am an expert in, except in one thing. I know how to get good deals. And because I know how to get good deals, I've been able to do thousands of real estate deals off one talent. We've been able to build what you see Partner Driven has become. And there's no one at the level of doing deals than we are with individuals like you guys. And so what I want you to understand beyond, like, if you decide to partner with us and if we accept you and we think it's a good fit and you think it's a good fit, you're not just here to do some deals, split some profits, and make some money, and then figure out, well, I'm at square zero in this business. When you're here and you truly, truly get it and understand it and master it, you have written your ticket in one of the largest, most profitable PhD you call it in a regular university world game, we give you the ultimate degree here in this space. And you have to understand that. That's huge. This is why a lot of our partners, for instance, like I don't know if I have it here, but I was um Roland, can you hear me? I'm getting some texts from people. You're good?
So far so good. I mean, in and out a little bit, Pete, but
That's fine. Just let me know. I just got a couple texts from people.
mhm.
Anyway, what I already forgot what I was saying. I know I was talking about the acquisition piece and role. Oh. The reason I've been able to do this is that I have myself. Oh, we have partners. I was texting with one of my partners earlier today. Over 200 deals completed with this guy. Do you guys know by himself he has done over 80? Well, he's kept them all. He loves rentals. He now has RV parks. So the other cool thing working with us is that we don't handicap you. We don't put like barriers around you. Say, well, everything you do and everything you find, you got to bring to us. No. Use our tools, use our systems, use our resources. Go find deals and go do them yourself. I've always learned that you never want to limit anybody. And if, as a result of your relationship with us, we could do 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 deals together. But you, as a result of this, go out there and do 20, 30, 40, 50 deals. That's awesome. We'll be your biggest cheerleader. This guy that I was just telling you about, we've done over 200 deals with, he just came up here to have dinner with me a couple of weeks ago. No, but it's been about a month now. And we just strategized. We strategized about something we're not even doing together, like these RV parks. He was just getting my opinion. And brought me in on one of those deals. And give me a dollar penny, a dollar of the split. But my goal is to build really close relationships with people and let them thrive in whatever way they want to. Could be doing just deals with us, and that's great. But if you want to go do deals yourself, utilize our systems, our resources, our technology, our training, our support, and go pocket some of your own money and do deals, great. No problem there. You know, a lot of times people will say, well, gosh, Pete, you know, this all sounds good, but I'm in that one area. Like I'm in that one city, one town. It can't be done here. It's too competitive, or there's not enough inventory, or it's too cold, or it's too hot. Nobody wants to live here, or it's too saturated. So everything is overpriced here. Guys, this has nothing to do with that. The first thing I tell people that think that is that real estate is not even a market driven business. I know if you watch TV and you watch all those pundits, they treat real estate as a market driven business, right? Sometimes they even say national things about real estate. Oh, the real estate market is up. The real estate market is down. They're this and that. That's ridiculous. Real estate is not a market driven business. It's definitely not a US driven business. It's not a region driven business. It's not a state driven business. It's not even a city where you live driven business, believe it or not. The reason I know that is I could prove it to every one of you. Wherever every one of you sits, right? I guarantee you, if you step outside or if you just go about half a mile down the road from where you are right now, things are already going to be different, right? Probably different kind of real estate, different types of real estate, different structures, and probably even different pricing. And probably even different people that live there. And probably even different school system. Well, if everything's different, how can you say that? The point is this: real estate is none of those. Real estate is a pocket driven business. That means in every one of your areas, wherever you live, there are pockets that you want to stay away from. But there are pockets where, you believe it or not, almost 70 to 75% of all the good deals are located. And so one of the things we do here is we show you how to identify those pockets. Now think about what I just said, that there are pockets where you live, no matter what city you're in or what, there are pockets that are they're identifiable pockets, very identifiable. I could teach any one of you all how to identify these pockets in 5-10 minutes. And those pockets warehouse an overwhelming amount of deals. Now think about it. That's just that what we just talked about for the last 2 or 3 minutes. That's huge. Think how much time you could save yourself by knowing where 70 to 75% of all the deals are located where you live. Think about how much money, if you're spending money on marketing, you could spend. Instead of going crazy to the marketplace, you now could zero in on where the deals are. Think about how much stress you could save yourself knowing that, right? That right there is what is known as a shortcut. It's known as a shortcut. A lot of people say there are no shortcuts in life. A lot of people say that people don't have advantages. That's all BS. There's absolutely 100% shortcuts in life. Shortcuts. I can tell you is I've been a lot of times, like if I'll go speak somewhere, people will say, well, define what you do in one sentence. Like if you could really tell what partner driven is, instead of driven is just nothing more than a series of shortcuts that we've been able to find and identify inside the real estate investing space. We've been able to do it because we've been doing it for 20 plus years. We've been able to do it because we've done thousands of deals. We've been able to do it because I've personally lost, not made, but lost millions of dollars on the way to getting here. We've been able to do it because I personally have hit bottoms, like absolute bottom, if possible to hit bottom. I've personally been there. And as a result of wins and losses and tremendous highs and tremendous lows and unexpected turns, and doing it in every state and almost all the cities across the United States, my team and I have been able to assemble these shortcuts, like the one I just shared with you, that it's possible to identify where the deals are. And so the reason when people partner with us, you take somebody that might have been involved or trying to do this business for a little while with not a lot of success, and all of a sudden, bam, they got a deal in the first couple of weeks or the first couple of months. It's because we have identified But who exactly are you looking for, Peter? Like, who are you looking for? And I could tell you there's an absolute stereotype. I don't know if we're allowed to talk like that in the world we live in. I guess we are. But there's an absolute stereotype of who we're looking for. There's people that I prefer would do this with us, and there's people I prefer wouldn't even start with us. Number one, you got to be coachable. You have to be coachable. If you're the kind of individual that you already know that you know this better than I do and better than my team, probably not a good opportunity for you. If you already know it all, why you got to do this with us, right? So you got to be coachable. And the reason I say you got to be coachable, and by the way, I don't devalue anyone's knowledge. For those of you that have been in this business for any length of time, I'll actually concede that you probably know real estate, grand real estate, on the big picture better than I do. I will concede that to almost anyone here who challenges me. But what I will absolutely not concede is understanding our model, our lane. single family houses, fix and flips, pre-marketing, hotel, wholesale, those kind of strategies. Don't know how to do better than us. We have history behind us. We have evidence behind us. We have credentials behind us. So you got to be willing to be coachable because we know what we're doing. We've done this thousands of times. Number two, you got to be willing to move fairly fast. If you're one of those people that basically you need to go through a process, a mental process, a meditation process to wake up and have coffee, not a good play. Because I could tell you, and again, I want to paint a fair picture for you guys. We move fast. When you get a deal, speed is critical. Matter of fact, we have a interesting, I wasn't thinking of doing this, but let me do this. Watch this. So we have a communication tool we use with our partners. It's kind of like our own little Facebook. It's called Circles. And so I post, that's how I communicate to the community on a daily basis, sometimes twice a day. But I did this post early this morning. I'm a 4 o'clock dude. And I called this post RIP, rest in peace. And here's what it says. I just want to tell you, I practice what I preach. I don't BS on this thing just to make this thing look good. So literally just today, I did a post that went out to the whole community, and I called it Rest in Peace. And I'll read it to you because it takes 30 seconds to read. How do you kill a deal once you bring it in? Number one, don't be coachable. Well, hell, we just talked about that. Number two, don't move fast. My next sentence. As you can see, I break things down into the ultimate basic things. Here's your blueprint for success. Connect with us daily for instructions and move extremely fast on each step. I practice what I preach. And my goal is to have as many people to as many deals as possible. That is my freaking goal. I want to help as many people close as many deals in as many areas, in as many towns as humanly possible. We're revolutionizing this business. We're letting everyday people across the United States do something that is really not possible by most people, and that is do real estate deals. It's very difficult to do by yourself. Anyone that's ever done it by yourself, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm on a mission. We got a cause here. We want everyday people to have a fair chance by giving you guys the tools, the resources, putting up the capital. We put our money where our mouth is. We don't just teach this shit. We believe in it. We put our money, we put time and effort in this thing. We're not in this thing to get away. That's not how the world judges our success. We don't judge our success by how many people we put into our system. The world never asks us how many people did you run through your program. We judge ourselves the same way everybody else judges us when they hear someone like me speak. How many deals are you doing? So we care about how many deals you do, which leads me to prerequisite number 3. You got to have time to do this. We're not looking for people to get started with us so they could sit in a home and complain why this isn't working for them. It's not going to work for you if all you're going to do is sit at home and not do anything. Minimum, when you get started with us, minimum 3 to 5 hours a week is what we want you to put in this thing. That's so you can gain some traction. Once you gain some traction, you're going to start seeing some results. And once you start seeing some results, you're going to believe in this more. And once your belief level goes from, I wonder if all this stuff actually you into success. But in the beginning, we'd like to see about 3 to 5 hours a week. I also don't want you to do this if all you want to do is do real estate and just do one deal and then get out. Not worth it. I mean, I hate to say it. I'm in the industry. I live off this industry. But if all you want to do is do one deal so you could pay off your, I don't know, credit cards, there's a lot easier ways to do it. This business is not worth it to do. And again, for those of you that have been in this business, know that if all you want to do is do real estate for one deal,
Hey, Pete.
multiple deal.
There you are.
Yes,
No, just making sure. It was
can
kind
you
of
hear
a
me?
longer pause than usual, so just making sure.
Do multiple deals and multiple deals at the exact same time. Perfect case scenario, um, 2 to 3 deals at a time. Like if you're the kind of person, look, I know there's people say, well, I want to do 100 deals at a time. Well, you have no idea what the hell you're getting into because you ain't going to do 100 deals at a time. But realistically, if you're the kind of person that says, I want to do at least a couple deals at a time, that's perfect. Because doing a couple deals at a time will change anyone's life. Like it will change. Closing a couple deals consistently will change anyone's life. Anyway, I could see I've gone way too long, more than I thought. I was going to do this and then flip it over to you guys. But what I want to do now that I have a couple minutes left is I want to flip it over to you guys for questions. By the way, let me tell you what the ground rules are today. Some of you guys listen to me and you're like, well, I wouldn't want to get in the business with that, blankety blank. This is not for you. Okay, because we're going to be By the way, the reason I say that is I get involved in every single deal. I'm not the guy that gets on these things and then you never hear from me again. There's not a single deal. These are all the deals we're involved in. Yes, I'm still old school. I still use paper. These are all the deals, all the projects we have going on across the United States. There's hedge funds that aren't closing this kind of deals. This is what we got just right now as we speak today. I'm involved. I'm intimately involved in every single one of these deals. So some of you guys just listen to me. You're like, well, that's nothing I ever want to do. Appreciate it. I get it. Some of you all are like on the other side of the spectrum. Oh, this sounds pretty good. Sounds like something I definitely need to check into more or something like I'm ready to go. So before we get into the Q&A, Mr. Roland, if you don't mind, he's going to drop a link inside chat. So for those of you that want to go beyond tonight, like, have a conversation, a serious conversation, or some of you actually could make a decision. Like some people could make a decision. And if you're one of those, either you could make a decision like you've already been talking to us and you just needed to hear me and whatever. So if you're ready to go, or if you're like, well, at least I want to check it out more, there's a link inside chat. If you
Hey, Pete. I think we lost you for a second. But again, it is in the chat, folks. Thanks, Chelsea, for dropping that there. Click the link, and we'll be sure to call you either tonight or tomorrow at the latest as Peter kind of gets back on here. Definitely want to move on to the Q&A portion where we have an opportunity while Peter still has internet to ask some questions directly. And if he can't be on here, I'll do my best to answer as well. But at the moment, please go look at the bottom of your screen. You should have a reactions button. Raise your hand or raise your physical hand. Either way, we'll get to you and we'll answer as many questions as our bandwidth allows, literally. But yeah, Pete's getting back on. I see you, Isaac. You and I spoke earlier today. Hey, Pete, see you back on there. If you can unmute, Isaac, that'd be good. And I'll go ahead and call on you first.
Sure. Can you hear me now?
Loud and clear.
All right. This is what excuse me. This is one of the questions I wanted to ask you earlier. What is like your range? What in price range that you like to stay in? What's your comfort zone? 3 million, 8 million?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was waiting to hear the rest of it. Yeah, I mean, I know you and I spoke about that. Hey, Pete, you back on? Perfect question for you to answer, given your experience and also understanding.
Can
Um,
you hear me?
there you are. There you are. It's weird. There's two screens of
Oh,
you.
yeah. I heard somebody say, who asked that question? I'm on my phone. It's hard to see.
Yeah, it was Isaac over there, Mr. Isaac Martin.
Isaac, have you ever done a real estate deal?
Yes. I used to
So
do
the
it
more
years ago,
experience,
and I'm back in it.
okay.
So,
No, so the more experienced someone is, the more will kind of push that envelope, especially in the beginning. Because, in the beginning, if you've never done real estate, you don't want to start out with an $8 million deal, and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
right.
But the more someone is experienced, the more we'll push the envelope. But having said that, let me give you the big picture answer. The big picture answer is that when you look at real estate as a whole, because remember, we're just chasing good deals, right? We're not
Mhm.
chasing prices, we're chasing good deals. And almost all the good deals happen at the mid price range and under. So wherever you live, if you live like I live in Atlanta, mid price range here is a little bit under 400,000. So almost all the deals in Atlanta happen at 400,000 and under. It's just that's a statistic. So that's usually how it works out. Most of the good deals are whatever city you're in. You look at the median price range, and that's usually where and below, and that's where usually what deals are. Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. But I can give you a quick example.
Okay.
There's a
Mm-hmm.
project, it's worth just by itself, like 8.5, 8.7 million. I'm buying it for less than 6 million. And it's just remove and replace. So you're taking out old cabinets, doors, and stuff that they did Home Depot style. And it's in a neighborhood of 20 million, $16 million houses. And it's an ocean view, 5 acres. So it's really great. ARV is like 11 million, probably more than that.
I mean, look, you can't make an $11 million decision based upon 30 seconds of information. So I know what you want me to say, but I'm not going to say it. I have no idea. There's nothing you told me that makes me feel like it's a good deal. There's nothing you told me that makes me feel like a bad deal. I need $11 million deal. It takes a lot of due diligence, a lot of inspections, and all that. So,
Right.
you know what I mean? So I'm not even going to give you an answer on that. It's just too. If I would give you an answer, I'd be bullshitting you, and I don't want to bullshit you.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That's okay. Thanks.
Yeah,
I'll just give you an idea because there's a potential of, $4 million, but there's the comps, there's everything we have in there. There's been a lot of us that have been out there to look at this project. So I was just going over it with you, just to give you an idea what I'm looking at mostly, not
No, I
really
got
trying to
it.
get
I
an
got
answer.
it. You just told me some magical words. A lot of us have been out there, but no one's bought it yet. That speaks volumes. Believe me or not, believe you me. That in itself. But anyway, I don't want to take up too much time with the $1 million project. That's just way out there. No way we could ever make that kind of decision here on a call today.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for being here. All right, Roland. I can't see really people on my cell phone too
Yeah,
much.
absolutely.
So.
I got you, Pete. No worries. I got Curtis, iPad number 2. I see you, Quentin, physically raising your hand. I'll get to you. But I got some folks with their digital Zoom hand. Curtis, you're up next, sir. Go ahead and just unmute, bottom left-hand corner. And if not, I'll get. Oh, there you are.
There we go.
There you are.
Yeah, I've had a look at the deal driven software, and so the question is, you can find deals relatively easy, but how do you break that ice to talk to a seller?
That's, Curtis, exactly what we teach you. Remember when I said 20 minutes ago, everything we do here is teaching you how to exactly what you just said, how to connect with sellers, how to put deals together. Exactly what you just said is definition of what you're going to learn from us. And by the way, the key component, Curtis, to what you just said is not how do you connect. I mean, that's important, but that's fairly easily taught. The key component is how do you negotiate a good deal.
Right.
My ultimate strength is negotiations. I could usually do a price drop on an average of 20 to 40% with anyone I talk to. That's a super skill I got. And by the way, that's the only thing I teach my partners, how to negotiate. You take that skill set, you can go buy a car. If you're married, you'll never lose an argument. You can go cut a deal in every facet of your life. People use my negotiation skills and strategies to run their lives. That's my super skill. I know how to negotiate.
And when it comes to the getting the contract signed, that's pretty much on us, right? We walk that through.
Yeah. I mean, we're there by your side. We're giving you the contract. You'll be populating it. We're getting to the seller on your behalf if you need us to do that. But that is ultimately you're the contact at that point with the seller. Yes, sir.
Okay. Very good.
But we're there by your side all the way through the process, Curtis.
Appreciate your time.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you being here. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Curtis. Abel, I have you next. Abel, Medhan. Go and just unmute your line.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
I'm sorry. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm driving.
We
I'm
hear
sorry
you.
about that. I'm at work right now. I'm sorry about that. I have a question for you.
Yes,
so
sir.
Based on what we talked over the phone, you guys say you said you have a proven method of doing this. So if that's so, why not? Why charge the person up front? If he is like me, if he already have some sort of training about real estate, rather than doing that, why not let him come with a good deal and cut that payment after the deal? So it will work easy for him. I'm sorry about my English. It's my third language, so I don't know if you guys understand me.
Yeah, I understand perfectly well. So what we do is very expensive to implement, extremely expensive. Number two, if we just open up the floodgates for anyone to jump in, anyone, not even forget financial restrictions, let's just literally let anybody in, we would crush ourselves. Like literally within a week, we'd be bankrupt and out of business. So you need the right systems, you need the right technology, you need the right resources, you need the right personnel. All that costs money from our end. Real estate is not just, oh, bring me a deal and let's go do that deal. Before we even close on that deal, I'll be spending money on it. So if we just have 5,000 people this week just bring us deals, because everybody wants to do what you want to do, do something for nothing, we would be crushed. I'd go spend $500,000 a week on things that shouldn't be spent money on. So the only way that I have learned how to figure something out in life about seriousness is if you don't believe in yourself and you're not willing to invest into yourself. That's all I need to know about the people. That's why we do it. Simple as that. Our system couldn't handle it. No system could handle it. A free for all. That's not how you operate a business. And number two, somebody not willing to invest into themselves tells me everything I need to know about me having to invest into that person. So those are really the two reasons.
I understand, but
Yeah.
I'm way past that. I already.
You might, and I'm not saying you're not. I'm not saying you're not. But everybody tells us that. I'm not going to get in the business of judging people. And you are, I believe you, but I'm not going to believe Tammy, but I believe John, but I don't believe Abel. We're not in the business. I'm not a, what do they call, hypnotist or whatever they're called, of judging people like that. No, your actions speak louder than words. I've had so many people tell me so many amazing things about themselves. So anyway, that's how we do it. Maybe when you do this yourself, you'd set it up differently, but it's worked pretty well for many, many years for us.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Abel. Hey, Quinn, I'll go ahead and jump on to you next. I know you're manually raising your hand, but I'd love to get you on now. I see you. There you
Yeah.
are.
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm from Miami. My name is Quentin. I've been doing real estate investing for a few years with different teams and stuff. So I just want to know what does it take to become a part of this entity?
So the first step, Quentin, the very first step, you see the bottom chat on your Zoom. There's a chat.
Yeah.
Fill out that form. First step is we got to have a conversation.
Okay.
You know, because this gentleman just said, well, all you got to do is you buy your way into it. And he's totally wrong. That's totally wrong. I just didn't want to get in the go back and forth with, but with someone like you, I like that attitude. What does it take? Any day I'll work with a guy that tells me, tell me what the hell it takes, and I'm going to figure out how to do it. Then with somebody that says, okay, let me do something for nothing. That's not what I'm looking for. And I don't even know the gentleman. I couldn't even see him, so I'm not picking on anybody. But I love the attitude as whatever. That's my attitude. What does it take? So fill out that form, and then we'll kind of walk you through the process, okay?
All right. 10-4.
I love the form, and by the way, I love the city. Favorite
Yeah.
city to travel to.
Yeah, for sure.
Same spot. Well, the funny thing is, never been to Miami, but about 120 times been to South Beach. Same hotel, same corner, same restaurants, same place on the beach, same. It's like where we go to relax. So love it, love the area.
For sure, man. Well, maybe we get a deal done. I'll show you some more different spots.
Yeah, make Quentin, make me come there. Make it well. You won't have to pull me too hard. I promise.
I got you. For sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. As a matter of fact, God, I forgot. We're just there like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, okay, for sure, man. It's good. It's
So
good weather year round. So
yeah.
yes,
Oh yeah. No. I'm
I'm
sold.
gonna check it out and
I'm
see what.
sold. All right. So fill out. Let's go do some deals. Fill out that form. We'll talk. All right, Roland. What do we got next?
Yeah, last one here so far, Pete, is Florencio. I see you, Frederick. I got you next. Florencio, if you can unmute your line.
Yep, got it.
Hello, hello.
My camera here. There you go.
There you are.
Hey, Florencia.
Here's the old man. Yeah. So my initial question was, so what is the initial investment of this to become partner with you, and then what will be the next step? If I know that when I talked to Roland last time, he told me about the money that was expected to put up at front, and then there was a lifetime membership. And then
Well,
so
and that's the answer to your question. We have a couple different ways of starting with this. You know, some people just get it out of the way and they have lifetime access and do as many deals as you want. Some people just want to do, whatever, certain amount of deals with us. It's usually based upon how many deals you want to do. So if you're already talking to Roland, that's Roland right there, obviously. So just reconnect with Roland and we'll figure something out.
Okay.
It literally depends on how many deals you want to do. I mean, it's no more
I
complicated.
want to do 100 deals a day, a week.
Okay.
I'm all in, but
then
it all depends how
if
much
that's
I
what you
have
want to do, then don't ask how much.
become.
Okay, it's like they say when you walk into a nice dealership, and if you ask how much, you shouldn't be there. If you want to do 100 deals a day, you shouldn't be asking how much.
That's right. I used to sell cars back then in my time in the 1970s.
Okay, all right, I like it. I like it.
All right, that's good.
All right.
Yeah, I talked to Roland. Then
we got anyone else?
All right, Florencio. Yeah, we'll definitely connect. I know you're out of town this week, but I'll give you a call tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be actually out of town and on Friday, and I'll be back.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I got you, man. Sounds good. Thanks for being here.
Great.
Frederick Burrows, you are last one on deck tonight.
Hello?
There you are.
Hey, Fred.
Yeah. Good afternoon to everybody on the platform.
Hello.
Two of the questions you already answered, I sort of piggyback off of. I talked to Roland, and I guess we got into conversation. And like I said to also Joy, I have a few contracts, and I needed to get started, but I don't have capital to get it started. What do I do to get in, to get the ball rolling with it?
You just got to figure that piece out. I mean, we could, once you're in the door, we could help you all the way through the process. But look, for how we structure things and what to start with us, it's a very figure outable thing for anyone that really wants it. So just you're gonna have to that piece. I can help you with a lot of things. I can't help you out with that, unfortunately.
Okay.
But look, reconnect with Roland, talk about what the options are. Maybe there's something new that we got going on. I don't even know how we run it in the back office there, but it's probably it's worthy of doing what you're doing right now, and that's to be dogged about figuring it out. And I like that.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
and Frederick, if I recall, I mean, I know you've been flipping houses for investors, and you finally wanted to make that leap to be on this side of the table. This is going to be the most cost-effective way to do it, especially with someone like Peter having your back through and through. So let's be sure to connect again tomorrow, okay?
All right. Like I said, I mean, I don't mind, especially if you're not heavy loaded, bringing whatever to the table, and what do you talk about is the 50-50. I agree, and I'm down with that. I mean, that's the best way to go, especially for someone who just starting up. So, it's a good idea. It's a good thing what y'all guys doing. I agree to everything, That's the way it goes, because I've been with a lot of investors, and hey, I get laugh about it. It's been a pain in the butt, Some people want credit scores, they want this, they want that, they want this, they want that. I mean, hey, it's crazy, So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
do back off of what he was saying, especially when Quentin asked the question, and then the other guy asked the question, the other one who was driving asked the question. I sort of get a good feeling about it. Um, I'm fully aware of the concept which y'all guys going along with. So I'll tell anybody, and hey, with you all guys, because I've been bleeding with a couple of my clients about you all. So Roland, like I said, I probably give them your number, and just call my name, and
Yeah,
you let
yeah,
them in the door.
yeah. You
I'm
kind
having
of
a
break it
hard
up a
time
little bit.
hearing him, Roland.
You kind of break it up a little bit, Frederick. Let's be sure to connect tomorrow. I know you got a lot of family, 16 brothers and sisters, so we'll make
Yeah,
sure we take care of all of them, okay? We'll hook up tomorrow.
I'm here trying to pull a contract right now. What I got going on?
Hey, you want someone like Peter in your corner, that's for sure. Thanks for
Yeah.
being here.
All right.
Pete,
Thank you too.
I think it's about it, Pete. Yeah, so far
Perfect.
that's it. Appreciate your time, Pete. Again, you are leading the charge for this company. You are still a practitioner, still doing it. Final words for us, sir. Oh, Isaac, you have a last question, Isaac? I saw you
Oh,
waving your hand.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to join it. I'm looking for life. I'm not W-2.
Mm-hmm.
Real estate is all I'm doing. So I like to really find projects that work for you as well as me in the LA and Orange County market. So I'm asking, are you good with working in Orange County and LA market
Yeah,
for
I've
like
done
years?
just so you know, I flipped about 250 properties in in California the last couple of years. So
Oh,
yeah,
great.
yeah,
Look forward to
absolutely. I'll
working with
remember
you.
you, Isaac. I look forward to working with you. But the big picture, and was that your question, or did you have something else?
No, that's pretty much
Yep.
my
No,
question.
absolutely. I'll remember you. I look forward to working with you. But guys, just in parting words, listen, I hopefully, if nothing else, you got two things. One, that I know what I'm doing, pretty good at it. And I believe in this. I mean, I truly believe in this model. I wish I could say I came up with it. I really didn't. It just evolved. It's something that evolved, but I could tell you it's pretty damn cool. Really cool. So I believe in the model. I believe in what we do. I believe giving people, everyday people, the ability to do something that most people can never, ever do, what they could only dream about. So for those of you that are going to be moving forward, at least, filling out the form, talking to us, that's awesome. But for those of you that are going to become partners, I look forward to working with you. I look forward to being a big, big part of your success story, and look forward to connecting with you all here. Yeah, for those of you that get started, I'm actually going to be the first person you hear from. So I appreciate it. God bless you, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for your time.
Thanks,
I
Pete.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
God bless.
Have a good night, y'all.
Thank you.
Fill out the link.
Okay,
We'll talk
take care.
soon.
Talk to you later, Roland. Bye.
Alrighty. Finish up your taxes, everyone. Bye.